But before we get into Raw, though, speaking of the tournament, we'll go around the horn here, give our respective ideas for what we think the tournament, how it's going to go. Because I know, Jamie, you pitched an idea that you sent to me the other day. I thought it was awesome, so we'll let you go first. And then, RJ, you can give your idea that you pitched in the article, which I also thought was very unique. And I'll throw my 2 cents in there as well. So, Jamie, what do you got going for the tournament? What do you think is going to happen by the end of it, starting at, now to WrestleMania or whatever?
All right. Well, from the tournament side, I think it's going to come down to Roman and Dean, and they have the title match at Survivor Series. But this time, they actually go through with the Roman heel turn, and he joins up with the Authority, just like his cousin The Rock did, joining up with Vince and Shane back in 1998. And for the simple reason that, hey, Reigns sort of thought about it and thought, you know what, it worked so well for Seth. Why, why not give it a try and see if it works amazing for me? Hell, Hunter last night on Raw was putting him over big time. So now, why not? And I'm very, very certain that, and I'm very certain that that in kayfabe, I'm sure that Hunter would definitely tell him, yeah, sure, come on, join us. You finally made the right choice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So basically, Reigns, he doesn't really turn on Dean. He just sort of makes a choice and gets help from Hunter and the Authority and whoever else, and he wins. And of course, that leads to Dean thinking Reigns, I pretty much kissed your ass for the last half of this year, and this is how you repay me? Are you kidding me? Okay, so I'm not entirely sure what happens at TLC, because the match I have for Mania kind of ruins it a little bit. But I'm thinking for the Rumble, you have Dean win it, because let's face it, for the past 2 years, we've had the Rumble end on the sourest of sour notes of all time.
Mm-hmm.
And we need a happy ending at the Rumble. So having Dean win it makes sense. It makes the fans happy. And what better way for Dean to get revenge on his former brother than beating Roman for the championship at WrestleMania? And we got Dean and Roman, WrestleMania, championship match.
Dean wins
That's
the
how I
belt.
would do it.
So then from there, because you also pitched, I thought you said initially that you would have Reigns retain, and then you would bring Rollins back as a babyface, or would that be the alternative course of action?
That would be post WrestleMania.
Oh, okay. So you can keep the belt on Ambrose, or you can even put it on Reigns. It wouldn't matter, right?
Yeah. Well. See, the way I had it set up was that Reigns actually wins at Mania, and I know a lot of people are going to be very, very, very upset at that. But you know what? We've had a heel win in the main event of Mania. We've had a heel win in the main event of Mania in the past, and no one's died from it, at least as far as I know. So they can live through another one. So, yeah, and so the thing is for Rollins, so he's going to be out 6 to 9 months. So at the earliest, he'll be back in May. The latest, he'll be back in July, August, I think.
Yep.
And right, so let's say at the last major show that Rollins will miss, we have Reigns versus Lesnar for the title, and Reigns finally defeats Lesnar one-on-one. And I know, again, a lot of people are going to be mad about that, but guess what? He's a Roman is a heel. You're booing the hell out of him. That's exactly what they want you to do. And then the next night, Roman looks like $1 million because he's went through everyone, almost everyone. And then the night after, let's say it's in July, it's the night after Battleground or whatever. That is when you have the return of Seth Rollins. You have this amazing reception for Rollins' return. Comes out, cuts a face promo, basically telling Reigns, like, hey, bro, like, you know, looks like you've had a lot of success in the time that I've been gone. You know, I was in your spot once, and it was amazing. And then I got hurt, and I was pretty much replaced. Now, one thing I forgot to mention is that during the time that Rollins is gone, Triple H drops subtle little shots at Seth, saying, "Oh, Roman, you're much better than that last guy we had." And this all leads up to, like, you know, Rollins' big comeback. And in this promo, Seth tells Roman, like, "Hey, Hunter pretty much said that I was shit. What happens if you get hurt? What happens if you suffer the same fate as I did? Guess what happens? You get replaced. The Authority doesn't care about you. They don't care about me. They just care about having power." And that pretty much sets up the main event of the next show, albeit like it'd be Battleground or SummerSlam or whenever. And then we finally get the long-awaited Roman versus Seth match that apparently God himself does not want to happen, but we finally get it. And it's for the title. Now, as for who wins, haven't gotten that far yet, but that's just something I would do.
That's what I was thinking, the same thing, so I won't really give my 2 cents because my plan was basically the same thing. I would just have Roman Reigns, the basics, have Roman Reigns go heel at the tourney at the end of Survivor Series. Whether he's with the Authority or not, it really doesn't matter, but they planted the seeds last night. It would make sense. I just feel like, and I've been saying this for a long time now, I just feel like Dean Ambrose, in the end, if you were to turn him heel, people will cheer him much more than they will Roman Reigns in any generic, like, you know, when they're in, maybe not, you know, I don't know, fucking Iowa or something like that, or that's Seth Rollins' hometown. Let's go to Alabama, okay? They'll cheer Dean Ambrose over Roman Reigns.
Yeah, but then you switch the thing and smarky crowds will cheer for Rollins, though, too, and he's a heel. So,
wait, what are you talking about?
You're saying that even if he's a heel, crowd will still cheer him, but if you're a smarky crowd, people cheer Seth Rollins, who's a heel. It'd be the same exact thing. He's not as over, obviously. He's not over in like the Alabamas and
no,
stuff.
No. I'm not talking about, not focusing on Ambrose here. I don't care if he gets cheered as a heel. I'm talking about Roman Reigns. I'm talking about in that feud. It doesn't matter if Ambrose is feuding with John Cena, he gets cheered. I'm talking about Roman Reigns. If he turns heel on Reigns and Ambrose, if he joins the Authority, would be fucking bullshit. He can go as a heel. Wouldn't make any sense. He's unstable. Why would he join them? Reigns makes sense. He's like the guy, you know? That makes sense. Corporate Rock. I get that. But if they were to feud going into WrestleMania or TLC or whatever, I just feel like people will side with Ambrose over Reigns. Reigns is going to get booed, and you're going to have to do a double turn. Then why turn Ambrose in the first place? You know what I mean? So, I don't know. That's just the way that I look at it. But I would probably book it the same way. And having Reigns go heel at the pay-per-view, and Ambrose can be like this mankind. Because he's crazy. People have sympathy for him. He's a great wrestler. He's that underdog-like guy. You can change the title back and forth a couple times and give the belt to Ambrose for a cup of coffee if you want to. It doesn't really matter for a brief little run. But, yeah, I would probably do the same thing. But you had a different scenario, RJ. Something that's going up. You're getting a sneak peek here, folks, of the article that's going up tomorrow on nextdaywrestling.net. How would you book the WWE title tournament? I know you only booked up to Survivor Series.
Yeah.
But how would you do it?
Like I said, my final four would be Kalisto and Roman Reigns. And then Ambrose and Owens. I think Kalisto, him being involved, he has to make it far. And I think they need to make another, like, Mexican star, and I think he's kind of like Rey Mysterio. So I think if you put him on himself, he could actually do something by himself, pretty much. But Reigns beats Kalisto easily. It's big man versus little man. No one sees Kalisto winning, and then
puts up a fight.
Puts up a fight though, and then Owens beats Ambrose. So it's Owens and Reigns in the main event of Survivor Series. Reigns hit Owens with everything, still can't put him away. Triple H at ringside, slides in the sledgehammer to Reigns. Reigns is about to use it. Ambrose comes down for the save and hits Reigns with the dirty deeds. So then that's the seeds of Roman Reigns going heel because he's about to use a sledgehammer from the Authority.
Hey, he's willing to do anything.
He's willing to do anything to win the title. So Reigns gets screwed over by Ambrose and Owens wins. So then at TLC, Owens does an open challenge and then he versus Cena. Cena's going to come back for TLC.
In Boston.
In Boston. It's going to be in Boston too. And then Owens can get his win back over Cena. And then you do Ambrose and Reigns, not for the title. Do like a TLC match or I don't know what the hell you do with that, but
yeah.
some
ladder match or a future title match.
Ladder match or a future title match. Then have Ambrose win that one. Have him eventually beat Owens for the title, and then you could have. I'm trying to think how you put that though. I feel like
Ambrose and Owens.
I'm trying to think Ambrose and Owens. I think Lesnar's gonna win the Royal Rumble. I don't know why either.
You think so? He's definitely winning.
Yeah.
I feel like it's either Lesnar
or Ambrose.
Lesnar, Ambrose, or I think that's it. Roman can't win again.
No, he can't win.
Especially even if he's heel, he can't win
again.
No, especially back-to-back years. You kidding me?
Yeah. So
no thanks.
Like I said, then eventually one of the Shield guys, Reigns or Ambrose, would get the title off Owens.
Yeah.
And then like I said, when Seth comes back, have him feud with whoever's the title. I'd obviously probably beat Reigns if he's heel. Have him beat Reigns for the title, and then have him versus Triple H at SummerSlam.
Rollins, Triple H?
Yeah.
I could see that.
And then for that match, if Rollins wins, the Authority's gone. And just finally get the Authority off TV that's been on TV for like 3 years now.
3 years to the day at SummerSlam. So what would you do in that scenario if Owens wins the belt at Survivor Series? What would he do with the Intercontinental title belt? Would he do with pulling Owens, or would he vacate it like Warrior?
Say they vacate it.
Vacate it and give it to...
Because he doesn't need it anymore. He's got a bigger prize now.
Yeah. Give it to Cesaro. And then down the line, you could do Cesaro-Owens.
Sami Zayn.
Sami Zayn versus Owens for the IC title. Why not? Have Sami Zayn come back and win the Intercontinental Championship. Hey, have the Royal Rumble beat for the Intercontinental Championship. Why the fuck not? But I like it. All of this is irrelevant.
I just think Ambrose or Reigns is so predictable that they're going to have some swerve.
And Owens can be the new top heel, but Roman Reigns can be another strong heel towards the top, but doesn't have to.
Because I feel like every Survivor Series they're trying to get like a little swerve in there, like a little like thing that no one sees coming. Everyone's predicting Reigns, Ambrose, one of them's going to go heel, and you have a little niche in there.
Little niche.
They can even have Sheamus try to cash in and he loses to Owens. Or somebody. Just get the briefcase off him. I don't care. But he can't be successful.
All of this is irrelevant because we know Roman Reigns is going to win and then Sheamus is going to cash in anyway. So we're just fantasy.
Is this going to be the new face of the Authority? Sheamus?
No, give me a break. Wouldn't doubt it.
Him versus Cena at TLC.
Oh!
4 years after.
Oh!
Be like 4 years after their initial title match.
Yeah, after they did it in 2009. Oh, God. Don't even... My knees are weak right now. My knees are weak. Oh, that'd be awful. But, yeah, I'm trying to think of what I was going to say when you brought that up. Oh, when you do Ambrose and Reigns in the meantime, you could do that at TLC like you said. But if they don't have it carried to WrestleMania, again, all fantasy booking. And I know Triple H is now free because if they were going to do that match at WrestleMania at all, Seth Rollins versus Triple H. But let's say Ambrose and Reigns, you wrap that up before WrestleMania. Ambrose goes on, he wins the ladder match, becomes #1 contender, faces Owens at WrestleMania or before then or whatever. And then you do, at WrestleMania, Roman Reigns versus The Rock. Rock comes back, he's like, so what did you do at Survivor Series? I thought, because Rock's kind of, before he left, he was having a few altercations with the Authority, with Triple H specifically. And they're probably going to have a match at WrestleMania to sell 100,000 people in that arena. They're two huge names. It's not a bad match, but I think Rock and Reigns would be great.
I think Rock and Reigns, and they could do Triple H and Ambrose?
Yes, that'd actually be very nice. And then what would you do with the title? Like
Rock and Owens. I want Brock and Owens bad.
Stop. Triple H, Ambrose, Brock Owens, Rock Reigns. And you know for a fact that Rock is going to put over Reigns clean. Because he's his cousin.
Nia Jax, actually.
He's going to put over Nia Jax. As long as they're related, he'll put over anyone that he's cousins with.